I had first heard of this legend that San Francisco is home to the lost souls of Atlantis while walking through the Haight with an old and dear friend. She explained that this is why the city was and is so magical, and that it calls to a specific kind of soul. According to lore dating back to the 19th century, Golden Gate Park and its surrounding areas were once the Atlantean city. There are San Franciscans who like to think that they were citizens of this ancient city in their past lives, and by moving to San Francisco from other places in this lifetime, that they are returning home. As I leave this place that I've called home for the past 6 years, I reflect on the several different places I've lived and called home in my 34 years. And there is nowhere else that I have yet to live that feels like San Francisco. As Dorothy so famously said, there's no place like home. And there is no place quite like San Francisco. This city has enchanted me and changed my life irrevocably. I have come home to my heart and my body in this place. I have reconciled and integrated seemingly opposite parts of myself and found wholeness by doing so. Not in being one thing, but all things at once. Yoga, to me, is the practice of conscious breathing, of creating union in an ever-expanding present, unifying body, mind, and spirit. The practice of yoga is staying with yourself, a willingness to do the hard things, and by doing so, making the hard things less so. A practice of failure and trying again anyway. The practice of yoga is healing yourself. The practice of yoga is the balance of opposites. Understanding that hard work is just as necessary as play is. The balance of masculine and feminine energies. Expansion and contraction. Of movement and stillness. It is a divine, individual, and sacred dance. Rooting down and rising up. Equal parts doing and being. What this practice has taught me is an artful way of living. Walking the unfolding path as it reveals itself one step at a time. And trusting in the timing of its unfolding. The practice of yoga is to witness oneself in the breakdowns and breakthroughs. In acceptance, in awareness, in presence, breathing, moving, in love, flowing. I have befriended myself in this space. I have developed a deep-seated love of everything I am in this space. I am far from perfect, but I have learned to hold the imperfect parts of myself perfectly. I have felt the pain of too much tenderness and have held the tenderest parts of myself and wept. I have sat with the more difficult parts of myself with compassion and have committed to not turn away. I will no longer abandon myself, and I have told myself repeatedly that I'm not going anywhere. I hope that I can inspire you to do the same. Thank you, San Francisco, for the connections and friendships, the inner alchemy of healing, the music, the dancing, the park days and chilly mornings. For everything I am grateful. You are my dream come true. And where I'm going, they use one phrase for both a greeting and a farewell. This feels so appropriate for how I feel about leaving you, San Francisco. It is a farewell for now, but you are my home. And as I say goodbye to you, I say hello to Oahu.